Hi Suffield, my name is Jessie Dano and I'm a four-year senior from Kingston, Jamaica.
My name is Isabel Spencer and I'm a four-year senior from Fairfield, Connecticut.
Isabel and I have been friends since we set foot on campus freshman year. Today, we are in the closing months of our senior year, and we are slowly coming to terms with the bittersweet reality that our time in high school is coming to an end.
We find comfort in the timeless saying, the more things change, the more they stay the same. This phrase has stayed true to us during our journey at Suffield, reminding us that fundamentally we never lose ourselves as the world changes around us. For many of us, high school has brought a variety of new experiences, whether it be from trying a new sport, reaching out to new people, or taking a difficult class. High school has been a montage of challenges, wins, and making friendships that are built to last. And now, as we get ready for whatever comes next, we have to recognize the confusing dance of change and the things staying the same that made our high school years what they were.
Isabel and I have changed so much throughout these past 4 years, yet somehow, when we reflect on our time, everything seems the same. The nervousness we faced arriving to campus freshman year has turned into longing for summer to be over so we can finally reunite with our second family. We've gone from walking all the way to Duncan every morning before school to now sensibly taking a much shorter trip to the dining hall and instead getting our caffeine fix from the snack bar iced coffees during C period.
Not only have our daily iced coffee stayed constant, but our daily reminder to get off our phone in Spanish class has as well. Whether it was from Miss Bolaños in Spanish 3 sophomore year or senior year Spanish 5 with Miss Lopez. These all serve as daily reminders that freshman year and senior year aren't so different after all.
Life at Suffield can sometimes feel repetitive, but it's the little things in our everyday lives that make school so special to us. Whether it's hanging out in the dorm every day or fighting over who's showering first, it's the little memories that collectively add up to make our 4 years at Suffield complete. Although we are in our last couple of months here at school, I can't help but get sad about the fact that next year I'll have to start a new chapter of things and people I've learned to call home here at Suffield. I don't know what I'm going to do without Isabel stealing my water every day, or Maddie and I's daily screaming conversation through the wall that separates our rooms.
I want to thank my mom, dad, and Aurora. I'm proud to say I'm a reflection of all of you. Thank you to my brothers who will always answer my call, even if they don't want to. I love you all so much, and I'm thankful to call you all my family. A heartfelt appreciation to my current advisor, Mrs. Tassoni, for being my unwavering support system on campus. Thank you to my former advisor, Trainer Sue, for putting up with me my first 2 years at Suffield. You never fail to greet me with open arms, even if it is just to get a bag of ice. Thank you to all my friends who've been my lifeline throughout these 4 years, especially Katie, Avery, Amelia, Maddie, Hadley, and Chessie. I can't imagine navigating this journey without any of you.
Mom, Dad, and Xander, life wouldn't be life without the 3 of you, and I'm so grateful to call you guys my family. Hope you're having fun on your ski trip without me. Mrs. Tassoni, thank you for being my mom on campus for the past 4 years. You've gone above and beyond for Isabel and me, and saying thank you doesn't justify my gratitude. Thank you to my coach, Mr. Pistol, who I used to run away from freshman year. I'm sorry I broke my foot and that you only had to deal with my annoyance for 2 seasons. And of course, thank you to my friends, especially my Athena girls, who have made me able to live at school without going insane.
The walk from Tompkins to Cochin is now just walking through our shared bathroom in Athena, and soon we'll be plane rides away from one another.
Once again, thank you Suffield for bringing us together.
My name is Hannah Ashley and I'm a 2-year boarder from the Bay Area, California. When I was 3 years old, my parents got divorced. Time passed until finally my mom met my stepdad, Jim. Jim has been a second father to me for the past 14 years. Growing up, I always thought Jim was the coolest person. He was this fun guy who would let me get dessert every night, take me tubing in New Hampshire, and bought me an 8-foot teddy bear when I was 5 years old. Not only is Jim fun, but he is also insanely selfless. Jim has given me the opportunity to travel to new places and receive a fantastic education throughout my life. Jim has given me the opportunity to attend private and boarding schools. Without Jim, I would not feel so prepared for college and my future. Not only am I extremely grateful for my stepdad, but I also deeply look up to him. Jim is constantly working hard to provide for our family. He is a dedicated CEO who spends lots of time and energy in his office. His devotion and loyalty to his job inspires me to push myself to work harder every day. When I am older, I hope to have his passion for work along with his work ethic. I would also like to thank Jim for giving me my older brother, Alex. I am so thankful to be given an older brother who I can connect, joke, and make fun of my sisters with. I remember when I was in middle school, I always thought I was cool when my older brother would pick me up from school in his loud car with rap music blasting. Alex introduced me to Nerf gun fights, what it's like living with teenage boys, and my music taste. Since we don't live together anymore, it's harder to see each other. However, whenever I get the chance to see you, I always make sure to cherish and appreciate those times. Suffield has introduced me to many amazing people. However, Ms. Lopez and Mr. Zerko have been there for me ever since I came to Suffield. Ms. Lopez is a second mother to me. She is the one person who can tell when I feel down, and I always feel comfortable telling her about my issues. When I'm struggling, she is always there to help me. I also appreciate how she pushes me when I doubt myself. She has helped me to grow as a student and as a person. I am grateful I was able to have her as my teacher throughout my 2 years at Suffield. Thank you for everything. Mr. Zerko has been my guardian angel since I started here. He always checks in on me and makes sure I'm making good decisions. I can't thank him enough for all those times he has steered me away from poor choices. I don't know what I would do without him. College is going to be hard without his guidance, but I will try to stop and think about what he would say if I find myself going down the wrong path. I am fortunate to have loving and supportive family and special teachers who have guided me and inspired me through high school. Ms. Lopez, Mr. Zerko, my mom, my dad, my sisters, my stepbrother, and my stepdad are all extremely important to me. They have helped shape me into a stronger and more mature person. Without any of them, I would not be where I am today. Thank you.
Hi Suffield, my name is Shay Braceland and I'm a 3-year senior from Westfield, Massachusetts. Growing up, I have always valued family. If you know me, you know that I'm a very family-oriented person. My older brother Blake is someone who loves to pave his own way and take the road less traveled. This is something that I've always admired about him. Even though my love for him is immense, the fights we had when we were younger were like no other. Some of these memories consist of when we were riding bikes together and I had happened to fall off. He thought it'd be funny to run over my face with his bike. I had my first day of kindergarten the next day. Long story short, I arrived to my first day of kindergarten with tire marks on my face. He would pin me to the wall, we would fight, throw punches, and of course, I would just yell for my parents and get him in trouble. It sucks being the older sibling. Sorry, Blake. However, he always protected me, like the time we went to an outdoor water park, and he wanted to make sure it was safe enough to go off the cliff, so he decided he should push me off first. Needless to say, it was perfectly fine, because I am still here. My favorite memory was when he decided that taping a box to a skateboard would be a great idea. Now, just to set the scene, my driveway is windy and steep, so when he went down the driveway in the box, he decided he should wear a helmet. After a test run down this driveway, he realized that having me watching wasn't enough, and he needed my parents to watch also. I ran into the house to get them, and my clumsy self tripped and fell into a desk, which ended in a hospital visit and 6 stitches. Even though this was ultimately my fault, I still blame it on him. Despite all these endeavors, it made me the strong person I am today. I can happily say that now, Blake and I are best friends. Everyone always says that there is one day that a switch goes off and your sibling goes from your enemy to your best friend, and I can attest that is true. He has taught me more than he knows, and I have always looked up to him. His quick-witted jokes, funny dance moves in the kitchen, and brutally honest advice will always be something that I know I can turn to him for. I love our calls where he asks how I'm doing and then just sits on the phone in silence for minutes. Sometimes we all need someone to call just to be there, and I am glad I can be that person for him. Although he does not live at home anymore and his road has been rocky, I feel that he is one of my rocks in life. I can go to him with anything without judgment. In 2022, Blake and I lost all 4 of our grandparents in 6 months. It was one of the toughest years of my family's lives. Without those big family figures in our lives, I quickly learned that Blake would have to be my built-in best friend. Sorry, Blake, you're stuck with me. I really do owe it to him for all the lacrosse, soccer, and basketball games, singing concerts, and finally the 6-hour-long dance competitions he sat through. He truly is a trooper, and I admire the way that he could sit back and let me shine. I am so proud of everything that you have accomplished this past year, and growing up with you has been an honor, and I cannot wait to see what you accomplish in life. I wouldn't be able to end my speech without thanking my family, especially my amazing parents, for everything you do for me. My Auntie Tara, where do I begin? Our daily phone calls, countless lunches and dinners we go to, and your endless support throughout my life has been absolutely incredible. I am proud to call you my bestie. Dad, I know I don't say it enough, but I love you so much, and everything you do for me does not go unnoticed. And finally, last but not least, Mom. Hi. You are my best friend, role model, and mom all in one, although sometimes I feel like the roles are reversed. You truly are amazing, and I love you beyond words. I truly don't know what you're gonna do without me next year when I go to college. Thank you.
Hi Suffield, I'm Ava Miller, a 3-year senior from San Francisco, California. Before I begin, I wanted to quickly thank Mr. Zwerko for being my support system and the person I can always count on for a reality check, and for free candy, of course, which we need to hear more of, by the way. People mostly don't believe it when I say that I have a twin sister. They ask me things like, who was born first? Are you fraternal or identical? Who's taller? Who's smarter? Who's funnier? And most commonly, what's it like being a twin? Alana was born first, 1 minute before me, and she uses that against me at every possible opportunity. We are fraternal, but we have some similarities. I'm still taller than her, but she's narrowed the gap. I'd say I'm smarter, but she tends to do better in school. She is funnier, which is hard to admit, but I'll let her have it. Now, the answer to what it's like having a twin, that's the kind of question where I could go on and on telling non-twins how great it is. My parents report that at every single ultrasound, Alana was protecting me, keeping me from coming out prematurely. When we became a little too much and there was a danger the pregnancy would be lost at 6 months, Alana kept us both safe. She entered the world knowing exactly what she had to do in life and prepared to take on every challenge that faced the two of us. I came out with my cord twisted in a knot, screaming and crying beyond belief, not really sure what to do next. It hasn't always been easy for me being away from my twin. Alana goes to school in San Francisco, over 3,000 miles away. She and I always went to the same school growing up, but when it came to high school, neither of us hesitated to pursue something different. We started our freshman years at different schools. I started at a French-American school, not speaking a single word of French. It was a dreadfully serious international baccalaureate program designed specifically to get me into MIT or an Ivy. Alana chose a less serious, free-spirited school feeling full love of the bubbly community. I made my way across the city to sweat through the rigorous academics and French attitude at my IB school. Alana got to see the Golden Gate Bridge out of every classroom window and eat at the gluten-free toast bar with vegan butter and non-dairy cream cheese. I watched her grow so much and make a lifelong new group of friends. I was happy for her and maybe just wanted a little bit of what she had. Realizing that I could still live and possibly even thrive without my twin, I decided to look at boarding schools. I found Suffield and knew that this was the place I wanted to be. Alana knew it was going to be tough for her not to have me around, but she supported me nonetheless. When the day came to move in, we had everything in the back of our rental car that I could possibly use for the school year. Alana appointed herself my room designer and fashion icon. I knew better by now than to not even protest, so that's how it went. She made sure everything was placed properly in a way that pleased her. She's always been the more neat, more stylish, and more creatively inclined twin of the two of us, so I let her do what she wanted with my room. Then we parted ways and I was truly alone, twinless. In some ways, having a twin always let me piggyback on her instead of letting myself develop as an individual. But that's where Suffield came in. The Suffield community filled all the gaps that happened when my sister was no longer there. The paramount thing to understand is that when you have a twin, someone you are forever linked to, it's hard to realize how strong and meaningful your connection is until it's weakened. You can't just walk across the hall and get what you need from that person you spent all your waking moments with. But you do anything you can to stay in touch and work as hard as you can to keep all those happy moments in the front of your mind. Not getting to see Alana every day, even talking to her every day, wasn't something I recognized meant so much to me until it became a reality. So now, when we do see each other, we make even more secure memories, and we know now to never take those moments for granted. So, returning to the question from the beginning, what's it like being a twin? Well, it's like having a special close family even within our regular family. To have a twin is to know an intimacy unlike anything else, a bond stemming from shared laughter, tears, and the unique life of growing up side by side. Having a twin is like carrying a piece of yourself in the world, a continuous cheerleader who knows all your vulnerabilities and someone to share your celebrations and triumphs with an unparalleled understanding of one another. She is my partner in crime and my best and favorite teammate for life. She is the captain of our twin team and so much more. Thank you, Suffield. I now know the true meaning of what it's like to have such a close, constant companion, a twin. Notes tab about chapel speech ideas inspired by seniors before me. With many fun ideas to choose from, it quickly became obvious to me that I wanted to talk about the most important thing to me, that being my family. So with that being said, hi, I'm Gianna Strange, a four-year senior from Westfield, Massachusetts, and today I'm going to talk to you about my family. Talking about them for 3 minutes or so might be an injustice to how important they are to me, but hopefully they get the gist. Starting with the youngest and most special to me, not you Alejandro, my dogs. My dogs mean everything to me, and the family wouldn't be complete without them, but since they aren't actually watching, I won't spend too much time. Now Alejandro, my younger sister. Even though she acts like she is 10 years older than me, she is my support system, and I can count on her to keep a secret from our parents. Sorry, Mom and Dad, be grateful your daughters get along. I realize now that the only reason you act exactly like me is because you look up to me, and I hope I have done a good job being a role model for you. Even through all the hardships and literally meaningless fights we've had, we fought for an hour over a box of Cheez-Its. As many of those that we might have, I still love you, and not because I have to either. Brian, my older brother, is my built-in best friend, and person I get to know with my presence, simply because you're older than me. You have been my role model and inspiration since birth, even if you wanted to give me away when I got here. Everything you do pushes me to become a better person, mostly athlete, and every day. And your summer school courses definitely helped me become a better student, easiest money of my life. Not sure what I would do without your guidance and constant support. I'm so excited for what your future has in store, and know that I will always be your biggest fan, even though Mom swears she is. I don't know if you're watching or not, but hi, Brian. Now in no particular age order, because my mom swears she isn't old. Mom, you are my rock. Everything I have and everything I am is all due to you and your sacrifices and support. You truly are my biggest and definitely loudest cheerleader. That lady you hear yelling at any volleyball, basketball, or softball game, that is most definitely my mom. And no, I wouldn't change that for a thing. Your support to all three of us, whether it's watching Brian's live stream, standing a good 2 inches away from the TV and screaming for every strikeout he has, correcting the announcer at Alejandro's flag football game, or your constant cheering and cake pops at every single one of my games that you are possibly able to come to. I know I don't show it nearly enough, but I really do appreciate you, and I recognize everything you've done for me, and I could not be more thankful. I love you and I always will. Dad, where do I even start with you? I was just going to read my college essay entirely about you for this speech, but one, you've already heard that, and two, I think that the rest of the squad deserves some appreciation too. I love how many of the same things we enjoy. I am absolutely a daddy's girl, and that will never change. I love all the time we spend together, whether it's you screaming at me on a court, although those times not so much, or the hours we spend in the woods, waiting for a deer that will never come, or the deep sea fishing trips, Cabela trips, batting practice, all of it. I wouldn't trade it for the world. You have taught me so much, and your love for your family outshines all. I feel untouchable knowing I have you in my corner, not because you are a 6'5", very tough-looking man, but because I know you'll fight for me like no one else would. As annoyed as I got with you coaching me and cracking down on any little mistake, I'm forever grateful because it shaped me into the athlete I am today, and now I get to live out my lifelong dream of playing college basketball, so I really couldn't thank you enough. I'm never going to forget these moments, but now I wish I appreciated them more in the moment because I so greatly miss you coaching us to a championship year after year. You work tirelessly to provide for us and to get us opportunities to succeed, and I want you to know that we know. I love you till I die, which hopefully is before you, because I cannot imagine living a life without you. On a brighter note, thank you to Mr. Zwerko, Mr. Patterson, and Mr. Booth for everything you all have done for me. My experience here would have lacked tremendously without getting to play for all of you. And hi, Regan. Thank you.
On January 29, 2024, I visited Brody, Athena, and Fuller with Tess, inquiring about items for the senior auction. Our routinely walk to the day student parking lot continued as it always did, chatting about our friends, family, or futures. We passed Bell Hill, thinking nothing of the glistening sidewalks, which grew crystallized formations from the below freezing temperature. Approaching the stairs past Holcomb, we took a sudden turn. This pivot required my shoe to find friction with the sidewalk underneath. Unfortunately, this did not happen. Instead, my shoe slid straight towards Tess's ankle, and I took her straight down with me. We immediately hit the freezing cement, staring at each other in complete disbelief. Tessa's contagious laugh caused me to erupt in laughter, despite the slush soaking through my sweatpants. To most people, this disruption in their evening may appear as an annoyance or a moment of embarrassment. However, it launched me into a state of reflection. I was perfectly content with the dirt on my pants if it meant an instance of uncontrollable laughter with my best friend. Other core memories have been taking my Bahamian friend sledding for the first time and watching her laugh with the snow melting down her face, or laying with friends on the turf or Stiles Road, staring at the stars and talking about a parallel universe or what color correlated to each person that we knew. Among others, these small moments are what make our time at Suffield. It is easy to overlook these moments in our day-to-day schedules. Many of us know how easy it is to be consumed by our routines. Waking up, driving to school, attending class, lunch, athletics, homework, and other commitments. The most important thing my advisor has told me within my 4 years has been to not spread myself too thin. The ability to maintain a balance between my academics and athletics while cherishing the most precious moments with my friends has been the best lesson that I have acquired from my time at Suffield. I encourage all of you to find the balance which allows you to enjoy every opportunity that Suffield has to offer. I want to say thank you to Mr. Godin, Mrs. Pence, and Mrs. Crossman for guiding me through my academics and for always believing in me. Thank you to Mrs. Tassoni for helping me navigate my college process, and a special thank you to Mr. Zwerko for always having your office door open for a rant or therapy session. And I apologize for calling you fat and insensitive my sophomore year. Lastly, I would like to thank all my friends at Suffield. You know who you are. My 3 siblings for being my rock at home, and especially to my parents, whose hard work and persistence in life have allowed me to stand in front of you today. I would not be here without you, and you all mean more to me than you will ever know. Hi everyone, my name is Nora Wright, and I'm a 4-year day student from Ellington. Thank you.